Representative Mike Lawler finds himself at a pivotal juncture in his political career. The Republican congressman from New York's 17th District must decide whether to seek re-election to his House seat or pursue a more ambitious and riskier path, a run for governor of New York in 2026. This decision will have profound implications not only for Lawler's own future, but also for the Republican Party's hopes of regaining a foothold in a state that has increasingly trended Democratic. Lawler, a relative newcomer to the national stage, faces a complex calculus. He must weigh his own ambitions against the political realities of New York State, where Democrats hold a significant registration advantage. He must also navigate the internal dynamics of the Republican Party, where the influence of former President Donald Trump looms large. The decision is further complicated by the potential candidacy of another prominent New York Republican Congresswoman, Elise Stefanik. Stefanik, a staunch Trump ally with high name recognition, poses a formidable challenge to Lawler in a potential gubernatorial primary. As Lawler ponders his next move, all eyes are on the congressman from the Hudson Valley. His decision will send ripples through New York politics and could have lasting consequences for both major parties. One of Mike Lawler's greatest strengths as a politician is his reputation for pragmatism. In a state where Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1, Lawler has managed to carve out a successful career by appealing to a broad swathe of voters, including moderates and independents. His bipartisan credentials, evidenced by his high rating from the Lugar Center, stand in stark contrast to the often divisive rhetoric emanating from Washington. Lawler's moderate stance is particularly advantageous in his swing district, which encompasses parts of Rockland and Westchester counties. This district, which voted for both Joe Biden and a Republican House member in the last election, is emblematic of the larger political landscape in New York, where suburban voters hold the key to statewide victory. Lawler's ability to connect with voters across the aisle stems in part from his background. Prior to his election to Congress, Lawler served as executive director of the New York State Republican Party, a role that required him to build consensus and find common ground with a diverse array of stakeholders. This experience has served him well in Washington, where he has established a reputation as a thoughtful legislator willing to work with Democrats on issues of common concern. Lawler's moderate brand of republicanism may not sit well with all members of his party, particularly those who remain aligned with the more populist, confrontational style of Donald Trump. However, in a state where Democrats hold a significant advantage, Lawler's ability to reach across the aisle could prove to be a winning formula. While Lawler's moderate stance and bipartisan appeal might serve him well in a general election, he faces a significant hurdle within his own party, Elise Stefanik. The Congresswoman from New York's 21st District is widely considered a rising star in the Republican Party and a potential frontrunner for the gubernatorial nomination. Stefanik's potential candidacy presents a major dilemma for Lawler. She enjoys far greater name recognition than Lawler, particularly among Republican primary voters. Her close ties to Donald Trump, who remains popular among the GOP base, further complicate matters for Lawler. A recent poll conducted by a Republican-aligned group painted a stark picture of the challenge facing Lawler. In a hypothetical primary matchup, Stefanik garnered 44% support among likely Republican voters, while Lawler lagged behind at a mere 7%. Stefanik also boasts higher net favorability ratings than Lawler, suggesting that she would enter the race with a significant advantage. Stefanik's potential candidacy presents Lawler with a difficult choice. He could choose to run against her in a primary, a risky proposition given her current standing among Republican voters. Alternatively, he could opt to seek re-election to his House seat, a safer bet, but one that would require him to put his gubernatorial ambitions on hold. Looming over Lawler's decision is the outsized influence of former President Donald Trump. Trump, who remains a powerful force in Republican politics, has already endorsed Lawler for re-election to his House seat. This endorsement, while a boon to Lawler's chances in a general election, could complicate his path to the governorship. Some analysts interpret Trump's endorsement of Lawler as a tacit signal that the former president would prefer Lawler to remain in the House, where he can contribute to the GOP's efforts to maintain its slim majority. This interpretation is bolstered by the fact that Trump has not ruled out endorsing Stefanik in a gubernatorial primary. Trump's endorsement presents Lawler with both opportunities and challenges. On the one hand, Trump's blessing could help Lawler solidify his support among Republican primary voters. On the other hand, aligning himself too closely with Trump could alienate moderate and independent voters who are essential to winning statewide office in New York. Lawler has publicly downplayed the significance of Trump's endorsement, insisting that it will not factor into his decision-making process. However, there is no doubt that Trump's continued influence over the Republican Party will play a role in Lawler's calculus as he weighs his options. In these challenging times, a glimmer of hope appears on the horizon for the GOP. While the path ahead is uncertain, the determination to overcome obstacles remains steadfast. The journey is far from over, but with resilience and unity, there is always a chance for renewal and progress. New York's diverse landscape is often seen as a microcosm of the entire country. From bustling cities to peaceful rural areas, the state encapsulates a wide range of lifestyles and perspectives. This diversity is what makes New York a unique and influential state in the national political arena. As we look ahead, the future of Lawler and the GOP in New York remains uncertain. With shifting demographics and evolving political landscapes, the party faces both challenges and opportunities. Lawler's role will be crucial in shaping the direction of the GOP in the state. In the realm of New York politics, patience is often key. Political tides can change rapidly, and those who can navigate these shifts with foresight and strategy will emerge as leaders. The waiting game is a test of endurance and adaptability for all involved. Looking forward, the future of New York's GOP will depend on its ability to connect with a diverse electorate. By addressing the concerns and aspirations of all New Yorkers, the party can build a more inclusive and resilient platform. The path ahead is challenging, but also filled with potential for growth and renewal.